Hello children, welcome to my class. Today we are going to study chapter number 1 Civics, and the name of the chapter is the Indian Constitution. So come to the topic, and the name of the topic is why does a country need a constitution? Point number 1. A constitution lays out certain ideals that form the basic of the kind of country that we as citizens aspire to live in. For live in any country, we have to follow some rules and regulation. Point number 2. A constitution tells about the fundamental nature of our society. So, a constitution, it tells us about the fundamental nature of our society. Point number 3. A constitution helps serve as a set of rules and principles that all persons in a country can agree upon as the basic of the way in which they want the country to be governed. Constitution helps serve as a set of rules and principles. So in every constitution there is some rules and principle which we all the person of that particular country have to follow, and we have to agree from that rules and principles. Point number 4. This includes the type of government and also an agreement on certain ideals that they all believe the country should uphold. It includes also an agreement on certain ideals that they believe the country should uphold. Point number 5. When Nepal was a monarchy, it reflected the final authority of the king after transition of Nepal into a democracy. It started the process of writing a new constitution for the country. Monarch means a sovereign head of state. For example, king, queen or emperor. So, in Nepal, it was before monarchy. It reflected the final authority of the king. After transition of Nepal into a democracy, it started the process of writing a new constitution for the country. So now Nepal, there is no kings, rules and queens. Now they are also following constitution for their country. Move to the next point. Point number 6. In a democracy, leaders exercise their power, responsibility on the behalf of the people. Point number 7. In democratic societies, the constitution lays down rules that guard against the misuse of authority by our political leaders. Point number 8. A constitution plays an important function in a democracy to ensure that a dominant group does not use its power against any person, group, organization. Constitution prevents tyranny or domination by the majority of a minority. The meaning of tyranny is cruel and oppressive government or rule. Point number 10. The Constitution helps to protect us against certain decisions that we might take and which may have an adverse effect on the larger principle that the country believes in. So, here we are discussing that democracy to ensure that a dominant group does not use its power against any person, group, organization, etc. Tyranny or domination by the majority of a minority, it also prevents. Constitution helps to protect us against certain decisions that we might take and which may have an adverse effect on the larger principle that the country believes in. Next topic of this chapter is the Indian Constitution key feature. Point number 1. The Indian national movement had been active in the struggle for independence from British rule for several decades. Now, we can say that Indian national movement had been active in the struggle for independence from British rule for several decades or for several years. Federalism, point number 2, refers to the existence of more than one level of government in the country. Meaning of federalism is mode of political organization that unites separate states or other politics within an overarching political system in a way that allows each to maintain its own integrity. Point number 3. Parliamentary form of government. The Constitution of India guarantees universal adult suffrage for all citizens. This means people have a direct role in electing their representatives. It means that democratic form of government in which the party or a coalition of parties with the greatest representation in the government, its leader becoming prime minister or chancellor. So, move to the point number 4, separation of power. There are three organs of the state: A. the legislature, B. the executive, and C. the judiciary. A. the legislature. Legislature means origin. It means legislative body of a country or state. B. the executive. Meaning of executive is relation to or having the power to put plans or action into effect. C. the judiciary. Judiciary means judges, the judiciary authorities of a country. Point number 5. The legislature refers to our elected representative. The executive is a smaller group of people who are responsible for implementing laws and running the government. The judiciary refers to the system of court in the country. Now we can say that legislature refers to our elected representative and judiciary refers it works for the system of court in the country. Move to the next topic, and that is fundamental rights. So now we will discuss the fundamental rights. Point number 1. The fundamental rights are referred to as the conscience of Indian Constitution. Fundamental right protect citizen against the arbitrary and absolute exercise of power by the state. The meaning of conscience, a person's moral sense of right and wrong, and viewed as acting as a guide to one's behavior. Arbitrary and absolute is that arbitrary is based on individual discretion or judgment, not based on any objective distinction, perhaps even made at random, while absolute is absolute, free. Point number 2. The Constitution guarantees the right of individual against the state as well as against other individuals. There are 6 fundamental rights in the Indian Constitution. Fundamental rights meaning a group of rights that have been recognized by the Supreme Court as requiring a high degree of protection from government encroachment. These rights are specifically identified in the Constitution, especially in the Bill of Rights, or have been found under due process. Point number 1. Right to equality. It means the right to equal treatment requires that all persons be treated equally before the law without discrimination. Point number 2. Right to freedom. It means that right to freedom is one of the most fundamental rights assured by the Indian Constitution. Right to freedom generates liberty or expression and speech, etc. Point number 3 is right against exploitation. It prohibits all forms of forced labor, child labor, and trafficking of human beings. Point number 4. Right to freedom of religion. The right to choose a religion without the interference by the government. Point number 5. Cultural and educational rights. It preserves the right of any section of citizens to conserve their culture, language, or script, and right of minorities to establish and administer educational institution of their choice. Point number 6. Right to constitutional remedies. In India, which states that a person can move to Supreme Court if he/she want to get their fundamental rights protected. This is all about our fundamental right. Next, point number 4. In addition to fundamental rights, the Constitution has a section called Directive Principle of State Policy. It ensures greater social and economic reforms and to serve as a guide to independent Indian state to institute laws and policies that help reduce the property of the masses. The work of Directive Principle of State Policy DPSP is to create social and economic conditions under which the citizens can lead a good life. They also aim to establish social and economic democracy through a welfare state. Point number 5. A secular state is one in which the state does not officially promote any one religion as the state religion. The meaning of secular state is an idea pertaining to secularity whereby a state is or supposed to be officially neutral in matters of religion, supporting neither religion nor irreligion. Point number 6. The Constitution plays a crucial role in laying out the ideas that we would like all citizens of the country to adhere to, including the representatives that we elect to rule us. So, we can say that our Constitution plays a crucial meaning important, role in laying out the ideals that we would like all citizens of the country to adhere. Meaning of adhere is stick fast or believe in and follow the practices of the representatives that we elect to rule us. That's all about your chapter. For any queries, text me below. Thank you.